personally, here's where I think they didn't do a very good job, and that was with Kelsey Mitchell, who's an unrestricted free agent, because Kelsey Mitchell had a hell of a season this season, and I don't think she got the credit that she deserved.
What's the latest from Swoopes? Well, it's just her usual theatrics. I think Christy did as good a job as she could of managing all of the craziness, all of the Caitlyn mania, all of the hype, all of the media. There was just so much that came with that. Why would someone like Swoopes, a Hall of Famer with a storied career, go down this road? Is it envy, a need for relevance, or something else entirely? Whatever the reason, Lexie Hull isn't letting it go. I like to play with Caitlin Clark, and let's just say that it's nothing like the dysfunctional narrative that Swoopes is trying to sell. Hull's response isn't just a rebuttal, it's a reality check. From stories that highlight genuine team camaraderie to humorous moments in the locker room, she dismantles Swoopes' claims piece by piece. Her words may catch people's attention, but they fall apart under the weight of Hull's evidence. This isn't just about putting an end to rumors. It's a story that Target recalls when Swoopes boldly asserted that Clark's game wouldn't translate to the WNBA, or that her rookie season would be forgettable at best. Spoiler alert, Clark didn't just prove you're wrong, she dominated headlines and rewrote the league's history books with record-breaking performances. However, Swoopes wasn't done yet. Earlier this year, she attempted to spark another controversy by implying that there were locker room problems with the Indiana Fever, claiming that some players allegedly didn't want to play with Clark. The truth is that these rumors were based on little more than whispers and rumors on social media. What kind of things do you feel when fans and analysts began asking, even well-known basketball figures like Nancy Lieberman and Stephen A. Smith criticized her for relying on rumors rather than facts? She called me on the phone and I said, Sheryl, you know, I'm not doing anything to hurt you. I'm just sharing we're talking. And so our relationship pretty much is not happening at this point. And who could forget her bizarre attack on Clark's NCAA scoring record? Swoopes attempted to downplay the accomplishment by claiming that an additional year of eligibility somehow invalidated it. But the truth is that Clark played the same number of seasons as her peers. Once more, the facts didn't just poke holes in Swoopes' arguments, they completely undermined it. I got off the treadmill and called her a friend. And I replied, you can say whatever you want. You can have your own opinion about anybody, but you do have to get the statistics right. I mean, facts matter. And if you just get ahead of yourself and say, hey, I made a mistake on my numbers, then this is over and everyone respects you for your opinion. So what's behind this constant barrage of criticism? Is it a desperate attempt to stay relevant in Anna, where fresh talent like Clark is dominating? Or is it just a fascination with stirring up controversy? Whatever the reason, Swoopes' history of unsubstantial claims is wearing thin, and her need for attention has reached a breaking point this time. Her most recent remarks don't just target Caitlin Clark, they also include Kelsey Mitchell and former coach Christy's sides, which is when Lexie Hull, weary of the incessant clamor, we decided it was time to speak up. Paul's response is a mic drop moment that dismantles Swoopes' narrative and corrects the record. Let's dive into Swoopes' most recent claims regarding Kelsey Mitchell and see how the facts paint a completely different picture. Because in a recent podcast, Swoopes claimed the Indiana Fever weren't giving Mitchell the credit she deserved, painting a picture of a star player who was allegedly sidelined by her own team. As usual, Swoopes' narrative doesn't match reality. Let's start with the facts. Team president Kelly Krakoff has been nothing but vocal about Mitchell's importance to the Fever and has called Mitchell cornerstone of the team and highlighted her role in forming the future of the Fever. Statements like Kelsey's leadership sets the tone for where we're headed and her impact is irreplaceable hardly sound like someone being overlooked, do they? That doesn't change our opinion of how important Kelsey is and how important you know she is to returning to this team, so that she's our #1 priority and it's not just management giving Mitchell flowers. Mitchell herself has expressed her gratitude for the team's organization and the team's focus despite outside noise. She has even shared moments on the court where Clark's precise assists set her up for crucial shots, demonstrating a partnership based on mutual respect and chemistry rather than division, and the numbers support it. The synergy between the two players dispels any accusations of neglect and instead highlights a team that is clicking on all cylinders. Many people don't understand that either about Caitlin, where you don't know where those fests are going. No going to go where she thinks you're going to score from. She's like a football. She's passing you into her route. Hey, Manny, Indianapolis finest. So why would Swoopes make these claims? It feels like yet another attempt to create division and garner attention, but this time Lexie Hull wasn't having it. Record straight, shining a light on the team's unity, an unquestionable bond. She shared behind-the-scenes moments that exposed the truth of a team that thrives on mutual respect and support. Hall painted a vivid picture of camaraderie, from playful banter during practice to team outings that boost morale. This isn't just a team playing basketball, it's a family building something special together. She served as a vice president of the Hall of Fame from 2004 to 2009, and she served as a vice president of the Hall of Fame from 2000 special together. Hall's inside perspective completely dismantles Swoopes' narrative, demonstrating that the locker room, and then that's transitioned to the game, which is huge, and I believe that for me specifically as a point guard and as someone who's delivering a lot of the passes that lead to shots, if I miss, she's definitely going to say, you got the next one. Like, I can count on her for keeping me, like, confident and positive. So, yeah, I think that just shows the player that she is and the leader that she is as a point guard. Lexie Hull isn't usually one to wade into off-court drama. She usually lets her game speak for her. However, when Sheryl Swoopes began spinning tales of division within the Indiana Fever, Hull decided it was time to speak up, and she didn't hold back. Hull's words hit hard, not just because she's well known, but because they came from someone who has lived as she described the reality of the Fever's locker room, she described an atmosphere full of energy, laughter, and mutual respect, highlighting the team's unique ability to balance intensity with fun. One particularly memorable story involved Caitlin Clark keeping spirits high during a demanding practice session by making jokes to lighten the mood, even as the music blared and the drills pushed everyone to their limits. According to Hull, moments like these are what turn pressure into connection. Hull also shared how the team, led by players like herself and Kelsey Mitchell, actively works to drown out social media noise. The Fever's culture is one of unrelenting encouragement, where when one player struggles, the others step up with positivity and support. This unity has been crucial for Hull, who revealed how the team's upbeat atmosphere helped her regain confidence after challenging stretches. She credited Clark's leadership as crucial in creating an environment where every player could thrive. She said, "What did you say?" And she repeated it, and we all felt like we were all dying. Because if I had said that, if anyone on our team would have said that and then been asked, "What did you say?" we would all be like rolling on the ground laughing. All described impromptu team outings, golf games, group dinners, and even yoga sessions that brought everyone closer together. These weren't just for show. They were sincere moments of connection. Even after difficult losses, the players leaned on one another, not just as teammates, but as a family working towards a shared goal. This was a stark contrast to the toxicity that Swoopes attempted to portray. It's easy to say, yeah, don't read it, but everybody does a little bit. But I believe the most important thing is finding people to help keep you on track. Fans and analysts alike supported her defense of the team, and her ability to cut through Swoopes' sensationalism with facts and heartfelt stories only strengthened her position as a leader on and off the court. You kind of forget that there are people behind the scenes until they come out of the woods and say, "I've been following along this whole time, like I'm so proud of you." And that just feels so good to know that there's such a community behind everybody on our team, even when you don't hear it every day. But Swoopes wasn't done. She then targeted former Fever head coach Christy Sides, hinting there was a lot of controversy surrounding Christy Sides' departure, with some claiming it indicated deeper dysfunction within the team. However, his story is unraveling, and here's why. Stephanie White resigned as coach of Connecticut on the day after Christy Sides was fired. Christy Sid's tenure with the team was characterized by her dedication, resilience, and commitment to growth. President Kelly Krakoff summed it up best when she said Christy brought tremendous dedication and worked tirelessly to guide the team through a critical phase. I can't say anything negative about the work that Christy Sides and her staff did. She did everything she was hired to do and then some. Tension and everything that went along with that, I mean, I give them a lot of credit. Players like Lexie Hull echoed those sentiments, praising Sides for their unwavering support and their ability to push the team to grow even during difficult seasons. Hull highlighted how Sides' emphasis on collaboration fostered trust and kept the team focused on building for the future. The narrative of internal unrest painted by Swoopes doesn't match the reality described by those who experienced it. To see what she does in the future, it's important to understand that Sid's departure wasn't some chaotic fallout. Rather, it was a mutually agreed upon and well-planned decision that aligned with the Fever's long-term strategy for progress. Hull shared that the team saw the change as part of their evolution, with both sides departing on good terms and with heartfelt well wishes from both players and management. This wasn't the dramatic exit swoops that were attempted to sell it. Rather, it was a calculated step towards a brighter future. Even Sides reflected this professionalism. Her public comments after her departure were measured and respectful, highlighting her understanding of the natural transitions in sports fans, and analysts praised her graceful departure as the mark of a true leader who knows when to pass. Christy Sides did a fantastic job, and as we move forward, my thoughts were, how do we maximize what we have, and how do we jump on this opportunity now that the truth is clear? While Swoopes attempted to dispel doubt, the Fever remain united by shared goals and mutual respect, and they're not mired in controversy. Instead, they're creating something extraordinary. However, if that's the case, where was Swoopes getting her so-called insider information? As Sheryl Swoopes' claims went viral on social media, the Fever responded with something more potent than silent solidarity. Lexie Hull's direct rebuttal sparked a wave of support from her teammates, creating a united front that exposed Swoopes' narrative for what it was: fiction.